Evening, Jedi Knights and Sith Lords. Tonight we have a very special show because, as you might have seen in the thumbnail, we are going to Disney World. And joining me tonight, we have the whole Star Wars Artifact crew. So, Nicocrank on the upper left corner, and as usual, my buddy Eric is also joining us. So, guys, the,
Yeah.
the day has come.
We're going to Batu.
Yeah,
Oh boy, yeah.
Yes,
And
sir.
we're
I
excited for
almost,
you. We're excited for you, Dom.
I almost lost any hope that I would be going, but yeah, fate has decided otherwise. I'll be able to make it this September. But now that everything is booked, I can officially talk about it with you guys. You
Yes.
both have been there before, so you will. In addition to be my guides, you'll be able to point me in all the directions as to what has to be seen, what has to be done. I know Nico has read all the books related to Galaxy's Edge,
Yep.
so you'll be able to tell me, well, that blaster hole there was shot by Vi Barati or
Yeah.
something like that.
Everything. Yep.
So, just for the viewers, how many times have you been to Galaxy's Edge, Nico?
Uh, well, 4 trips with at least 2 times each time, 2 days each time.
Okay,
So
so 8 days total.
8 days total. Yeah.
Okay, and Eric, you had your first visit in February, right?
End of January, yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, went with the family and we spent 2 days at Hollywood Studios, but most of my time was in Galaxy's Edge, obviously.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like Toy Story and those other little fun things, but that's where I just needed to sit down and absorb. And but yeah, that was it. Only two for me, so be another two coming
Yeah.
up.
Well,
And,
that's
and
the
one
plan.
special
Go
one
ahead,
special
Nico.
trips I did is one at Batu West. So I went to Disneyland, California, and also I did the Disney World in Orlando. So
Yeah. So
I,
that
I
was
I went.
during Celebration Anaheim
Yep,
in 2022, right?
yep, 2022. That
Is
was pretty awesome.
is the layout pretty much the same in both?
Yeah, it's
Or?
the same. The only difference is where the X-wing and the A-wing is located.
Okay.
They're
Mm-hmm.
side by side in California, and or Batu West, we should say, and in Batu East, they're facing each other. So that's the only difference.
Wow.
So, well,
I don't
before
want
we
to say
get
hi
into
to Percy Man and Darman Skirata.
Hey, hello
Yeah,
there.
the Percy Man is saying that we're gonna have a blast. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I'm sure we will. So just for the let our viewers know, I was supposed to go in June 2020, but we had to face like a something called a pandemic.
I don't know.
So all my plans went down the drain. Uh, Mostly because of my pulmonary condition. I only breathe at 30%. So basically, if I caught COVID, it was the end of the line for me. I would have become one with the force, basically. So, and I'm not
I,
ready to
I
become
can
one with the
imagine
force.
you getting sick there and you tell your family, just bring me to Batu. If I'm gonna drop anywhere in Florida, it's gonna be
Yeah,
there. Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be there next
Yeah.
to the Falcon, right?
Yep. That's the place. That's
but
that's the spot.
let's take a couple minutes though, Dom. I think you wanted to before we get into our some of our details of the trip and things like that. You wanted to talk about some new discounts and stuff that's going on at Disney.
Yeah, well, if you go to shopdisney.com, you'll see that some lightsaber bundles uh, are on, have been price reduced. So we have the Skywalker bundle, Darth Vader, Obi-Wan Kenobi from the Kenobi series, and Mace Windu. There was a price drop to 175 US dollar, that is, and the dark saber uh, is as a very affordable price. It's 154 US dollars. So if you don't
That's
already
good.
have it, yeah, jump on
Your
it.
chance. Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, I know my kid would like to have it, but he's gonna have to stick with his Hasbro whatever that he's got right now. So it's a little
Yeah,
bit too much.
not for sure. So yeah, that's about all the news I had, except from the fact that the Ezra Bridger lightsaber is also available for pre-order now on shopdisney.com. It's sold for $169.99. That one is not a bundle, so you don't have the blade and the stand and everything that comes with it. But and it's going to be shipped July 3rd. So for me, I think I'm going to wait like another month and a half, and I'm going to buy it.
On site.
During my stay on Batuvia on
at,
site. So.
at your favorite shop, the Duck on
Yeah,
Daniel's Antiquities.
But you know what?
yeah, yeah,
It was funny because like it's a good segue to that, like, because at that shop one of my favorite things I think was that I had to stand in line. There was only a few people, but I was told sometimes there's a really long line to look at the sabers. But you go to the counter
Yep.
and you have someone that like serves you to try and look at all the sabers and everything like that. And I thought that was a pretty cool experience. But
That is pretty cool. If you know what you want, you can just go and buy it. But if you want the experience with people that show you
yeah,
every lightsabers and you can handle them and play with them, they put the blade in it, and
yeah. Hear the
you can see
sounds.
you can hear them and stuff. So yeah, you have to wait in line. But the first time I went, I knew what I wanted, and I just went, got my two sabers, and got out
but mind you can
pretty
also do
quickly.
that. I guess also at Disney Springs, right? They have that, which is less of
Yeah,
that kind of
but
experience, but they still do it there. But
but back in the days, there was they only sold when the park opened. The only place you could buy those lightsabers were at Dock on Dars,
oh, really?
and then after that, they opened it at the trade outpost in Disney Springs or downtown Disney in California.
Yeah,
But
it's true. I remember that.
back
Yeah,
in
the
the
first year.
days, the only place you could buy those lightsabers, those legacy lightsabers, were at Dock on Dars, and that made the whole experience
Yeah,
kind of
even more.
special because that's
Yeah.
the only place you could get them.
So Dom, what's the big date? What's the
So we're leaving Montreal on September 19, and I'm
18,
gonna 19 on Monday.
eight,
yeah, that's the 18th.
Mondays
I've,
the
I've,
18th.
I've
Okay,
18th.
checked the
Monday.
booking tickets many times. It's
Okay,
the 18th.
18. Okay,
Yeah, it's
Monday
the
18,
18th.
and we're coming back.
Well, we're doing the 18th, so if you're doing the 19th,
Yeah.
we don't.
No.
It's not our problem.
Yeah. I'm leaving with you guys. So, yeah. Okay. So the 18th, and we're coming back on the 29th of September. So I'm gonna spend 10 nights there, and I'm gonna get to spend a week with you guys, and I'll finish the rest with my family. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be pretty epic. I'm just glad that you guys will be there to literally see me cry when I see the
Well,
Falcon.
I'm gonna cry so too, man. So
I'm not
well,
ashamed to say it at all.
I'm gonna
I'm not
film
gonna
it.
see you cry. I will be crying
You'll be crying as
also.
well,
So
yeah. So,
yeah. So
that's just
So yeah, I mean, I think we're all going different. I think I'm going only. It's about 5 days, inclusive of Monday to Friday. Nick, I think you're
mhm.
staying a little bit more. It's like,
Yeah, I do 7 days
yeah. So
and done 10. So
yeah, so
it was
we're all taking different flights back, and but yeah, at least it's pretty cool. Where are you staying, Dom? At the
I'll be staying at the French Quarter at I don't know
was it New
Port
Orleans?
or
No, Port
Port
Orleans.
Orleans. Yeah,
No,
Port Orleans,
Port
French Quarter.
Orleans.
So yeah, should be fun. The only reason I'm not staying at the same hotel as you guys is that I
Because
needed
we're cheap.
a rolling shower.
Okay. I thought because we were cheap.
I
Okay.
needed a rolling shower, and during the pub century where you guys will be staying,
Mhm.
also has some rolling showers, but they didn't have any room available during that time period. So
Hmm.
that's the main
Yeah.
reason that I'm staying at the Port Orleans hotel. But I've heard good stuff about it, so
anyway, if
um
for anyone who doesn't know, when you're staying on the resort, you can go to any resort you want and
yeah,
hang and chill and go to different food
Mhm.
courts, pools, whatever. So we're still gonna be chilling together, even though we're not at the
Yeah.
same. And it's all like I know that for us, Nick and I were staying at the Pop Century. I stayed at the resort right across from it, and there's a Skyliner right between, and that's super quick and convenient to be moving
Mhm.
around, whether it be from resort to resort or resort to the parks. Unfortunately, when I went, it was closed for all the days except the last one. But it's a super convenient means of traveling. I just don't know if Dom's Resort is connected to the Skyliner. I
No,
didn't
I
check
don't
that.
think it is.
No,
He's
It's not.
got the boat. He's
I
got
got the
boat and
boat and the
buses.
bus.
we have the boat too, though. I
So,
think no.
No, we don't have the
No,
boats.
it's okay. We'll jump off the Skyliner and swim. All right.
but I think my travel agent told me the boat only goes to Disney Springs. It
Uh,
doesn't take me
the
to the park.
Skyliner
It
doesn't
dep-
go. That's I know.
Or maybe I need to get off that boat and at Disney Spring, and then I take another boat
There's anyway.
at
There's
Disney
there's
Spring.
so
And
many buses. There's like
yeah,
I kind of stressed out before going out about all that traveling, all the commute and everything. But man, there's just so many. Maybe there was excessively more because there was no Skyliner. But man, there's really no
every
lack of
2 minutes.
buses.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go there and even you'd be the first one on every single bus every single time
yeah.
they board you guys on, and there's really no issue but in Disney Springs, like, it was, especially from where we're staying, it's one of the quicker ones.
Hmm.
Actually, Disney Springs wasn't super close, but I think the only thing
No,
that's
you can
going to be
just go on the highway and then you
yeah,
fly to
the only
Disney
thing that's
Springs.
going to be far from us at Pop Century is going to be Magic Kingdom. It's about 15 minutes instead of like
Hmm.
6 or 7 that the other ones are, but like everything else was super close. Like, especially, I
Hmm.
think we're the closest one to us is actually a Hollywood Studios, so it's good for
Good.
those who want to go in early. I know I'm going to be going in at opening. You guys are gonna, I think you said you're going to be sleeping in a bit more, but I'm going to
Yeah.
max out my 3 or 4 park days there. So
Well, the thing is for me is at the end of the day, my little routine before I go to bed, it takes a while. I mean, just taking a shower, I guess it takes like 10 minutes for you guys, but it's like an hour 15 for in my case. So I don't expect to be in bed before at least 12:30, 1 a.m. So if I want to get up at 5 or 6 a.m. to be at the park at 8, because it takes like an hour and a half, if not 2 hours, to get ready in the morning. So I'm gonna need some vacation after my vacation.
what
So
you need to do is you need to stay up until about 4 a.m. and then take your shower, and then you're ready to go on the bus the next day.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
Or
sleep is
or
so overrated, right?
yeah,
yeah. At the last resort I was, there was a crane for one of the pool.
yeah. Hmm?
So he just dip you in the pool,
Why not?
bring a soap, shake, and then get you out of it out
Ready to
there, and
go.
that's it.
A
Ready
quick
to go.
shampoo, and I'm
Yeah,
ready.
just
Yeah.
hose you down. That's it. So, Nick, maybe with more of your experience, what would you say is the biggest difference between the resorts? I mean, like you said, we're kind of cheaping out, but I cheaped out my last
Yeah,
trip
well,
and
it's
I was fine.
there's
So.
three. Yeah, well, there's three grades of resort in at Disney World. There's the standard, the
The
moderate,
value.
and well, let's say it's standard or
They say
value.
standard. It sounds less
I
cheap
think
when you say
it's
value,
yeah,
right?
I think it says value, but I use the standard.
No, I think it
Then
is standard. I'm
so
pretty sure.
okay, so value, standard, moderate, and deluxe, and the only difference is mostly is the like the teamings of the resorts. Most moderates are less Disney themed than the value. Value are the most representative of the parks and of the characters of the TV of the movies and stuff like
It's
that.
almost more mature, right? I think is
It,
maybe.
yeah, moderate is kind of more lean back, it's more travel oriented. Like the last one I was, it was the Coronado, and it was inspired by Mexico and
Hispanic
west,
culture.
yeah, Spanish culture. Then west of the United States, we had rancheros, lots
Mm,
of different housing choice, high-end
nice.
hotel, high-end restaurant, and stuff like that, bars and stuff. Lots of like more adult
Yeah, more mature, more
experience,
adult
more
oriented.
mature.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But I mean, like,
like
we're
there was like Disney theming, but it was more about Walt Disney, not
yeah.
Mickey
Okay.
Mouse. So there's big paintings of Walt watching outside of a window, stuff like that. but not Mickey and the characters.
Well, I
So
know that there's some like the Animal Kingdom. You can have animals walking outside your room and
yeah,
all this
those are
kind of crazy
nice.
stuff. So obviously you pay for that kind of like
Yeah.
extra. But hold on, I forgot to put the little video here, and we can have this is a video that's going to be playing in the background. It's actually
It's like a compilation of some of Nico's trips
Yeah.
to Galaxy's Edge, and
There's two or three trips mixed in one video.
so
I'm trying to be
this mostly Galaxy's Edge. And yeah, I think this video is available on Star Wars Artifacts, right on the
yeah, it
channel.
is. Yeah.
so there's a lot of people there. It was the first month of opening
Yeah, I've
of
never seen that.
Galaxy's Edge in 2019. So it was
Okay.
at 7 o'clock in the morning. We had to go in the parks the earliest possible to be able to
To be in line to
secure.
make sure
Yeah,
to be there to be allowed
yeah.
on the park. Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Not
now
not just in the
it's
park for the Rise of Resistance.
yeah.
So
Okay.
we woke up at 4 a.m. in the morning.
Jeez.
My sister was not having it. She's like, why we have to wake up this early? I was going to wake up at like 3 a.m. and I managed to deal a 4 a.m. wake up, and she was pissed about it. So, but we went into the small boat, and the captain of the boat said, "So you think you're early for the entrance? There's people standing in line since 2 a.m. this morning." So I was like, "You see why we had
So it's pretty
to
crazy.
wake
It's
up this
completely
morning?"
changed. When I went in
Yeah,
January, now it's open to everyone, and I guess the craze is it's a
yeah,
little
it's down,
done,
died
and
down.
yeah, and that's, I mean, there's a lot less stress.
Mhm.
I think for us, we're right in the back to school as well, so there's not going to be as much of a rush of people going
No,
there,
yeah,
which could be good. I mean, for us, we took our kids out in January, like out of school for a week, but I didn't care. Like it's grade four, grade one. What are they really?
hmm
Yeah.
Grade four maybe a bit more, but grade one was like, what's he possibly gonna do, right? So, but but yeah, like so that's definitely one thing I noticed, and I remember I was told when I booked for Art of Animation, and I spoke to the girl. She said, well, the only difference is really, like you said, those things that you mentioned, but she said also like the pool and some of the food, and I'm like, well, I don't intend on going there to swim,
yeah,
and I don't really
Hmm.
care about the food, so I did save money. So if anyone is planning, and the price of the whole trip, especially if you're from out of town, like someone like us Canadians going there from Montreal, you're looking at a family of four is going to cost you $10,000 to $12,000 at least, almost. But you can cut corners on, depending on what you want to be surrounded by. And we were surrounded by Little Mermaid, Lion King, and stuff like that. So it was fun for having the kids. I admit that going now with Nick, it's like we're gonna be at Pop Century, so we're surrounded with music. I love music, so it's great. But like for
Hmm.
kids, it was kind of cool to have them surrounded by the Lion King, Little Nemo, cars, and all
mhm.
that stuff, right? So it's a little
Yeah, for
different.
sure.
Um, but that would be the main thing. And like I said, for anyone who's going there, you're not overly concerned with your hotel. I think even the cheapest of rooms is still magical and still cool. You
Yeah.
get in, your name's on the TV
But
and all that
they're more
stuff.
magical. The cheaper the room, the more
Yeah,
magical it is,
yeah,
because there's theming everywhere. The,
Hmm.
the drapes are themed for of a character. The mirrors are
yeah,
dressed to look at one type of movies. There's a cars room with road cones,
yeah.
the orange
That's where it was a
pylons.
park we were. It's, the only thing
Um,
also I'm gonna add is like I think the pricing is also oriented is because the resorts are big. Each resort is quite big.
why?
You'll pay a little less, and usually it's because your room is probably the furthest away from reception.
Yeah,
So
or a bus stop or
yeah, so
stuff
well
like
for
that.
us it was a walk, but the thing is, it's like it doesn't sound like much. You're like, okay, whatever. It's far. It's not close, and it's when
It
you
can be
just
very
walk
far.
and your feet, yeah, when your feet are completely dead after a day's worth of walking, and then you get there, you're like, you see the finish line. It's right there. I'm about to go and put my feet up, but you have another like I don't want to say kilometer, but you have a long way to
Yeah,
walk.
it's big.
So
Yeah.
the good thing is like you were mentioning, the theming of it makes it more interesting to be walking and to see, like, especially for us at night, they had the little cave of the Lion King, and the kids were running through the cave and all the different themes. So it makes it interesting to walk, the music, the sounds, and all that stuff. But but again, for me, it's not a big deal, and it's not worth for me to justify paying thousands of dollars more just because I don't feel like walking or because I want to have a bigger pool or those extra things. But
Well, at my last resort, we had 7 pools.
yeah,
So
Oh, okay. Excuse me,
for
mister.
seven
those,
different pools.
uh, but the kids pee in all of them anyway, right? So what difference does it make? So
Damn.
And I'm hearing you kind of talking about dead feet, and I'm like, what are they talking about? No, no, I don't know what a dead feet is. But
Yeah.
Sore bum though. You got a sore bum, so
joke aside, I'm gonna carry some extra air chambers
You're carrying all the stuff
for
back.
my
That's what you're doing.
tires
Hanging all the stuff,
because
all the
uh,
bags.
having a
Or-
flat at Disney is
not
probably
not
not
a
fun
good.
at all.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna bring at least one small tube and one big tube for my wheelchair just in
Good idea.
case. Traveling experience. I've done. I had a flat at the Museum of Natural History in New
Damn.
York, and yeah, it was quite an adventure. I also had literally a blowout at Madame Tussauds Wax Museum,
Oh, yeah,
and
you told me about that.
I was in that
Such a good
room
story.
where all the presidents are, and
Whoosh.
I was like in front of Nelson Mandela, and then we are like bang, and everybody got on the floor as if there was like a terrorist attack or something like that. And I was like, sorry guys,
Sorry, I farted.
that was me. So and my dad was filming the museum, and we saw his camera shake, when when the tire blew up. Yeah, and the manager came to us and he gave us tickets for the next day because we had to leave, obviously. And thankfully, it was the one of my big tires that blew up, and I got to a bike store where
Yeah.
the commissioners go, the delivery bike deliveries.
Oh yeah.
So they did a quick change, and I was good to go the for the rest of the vacation. But that's the moment I got my lesson, and
But
since
that's
then
nice
I'm always
that you
carrying
talked
it.
about that because I usually say when people are asking me tips to go to Disney and stuff like that, they don't bring your less comfortable shoes. Try to be
Yeah,
the most comfortable you want.
Don't
But
break in
for people,
shoes.
yeah, don't break in shoes or
Yeah.
don't bring your most fanciest shoes
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
Just go with the Crocs and the
Yeah, put your pride aside. I had never
yeah.
really worn Crocs before, but I put my pride aside, and you go there and you see, and that's one thing I've noticed is when you're there. I was looking at the video to see if there wouldn't be one as we speak, but we all made like
Oh,
these kind
done.
of like T-shirts.
the
Uh,
ghost chair
yeah,
right
The
there.
ghost chair.
he got so excited he left.
Yeah,
He let them run.
He's on the ship.
yeah. But he
Um,
got up and said, "Hey, it's a miracle! I can walk."
oh my god. But yeah, when I was there, like everyone, every tough guy, whatever you might think of, is all wearing a T-shirt with their cricket made kind of logo. We had one, but like stuff like, Princess Bodyguard, Daddy's,
Yeah, those are cool.
Daddy's, all this kind of stuff, like very like kind of like tacky stuff. The Crocs, all the different colors. Big dudes, tattoos, and all this stuff, wearing pink T-shirts because they're there for their daughters, for their princesses. Like, it's such a different world, and they spoke about how it's like a bubble, and it's like when
Oh,
you're living in that bubble, it's hard to have. I've never seen. I've seen videos, I guess sometimes, but I've never seen when I was there people arguing. Everyone's just, some people are tired. You can see in their face, but that's the extent
yeah.
of negativity you're gonna get is people that just look a little bit tired, but it's just so positive. Everyone says hello. You're walking by in the morning. There's a guy painting one of the fences, refreshing the resort. Everyone says hi to you. It obviously, it's got to be in their contract where like they got to say hi to everyone that walks by. Everyone is just so pleasant, and that's not just the staff members. Like, you walk by someone you've never met, no matter what nationality, culture, whatever. You acknowledge them.
Mhm.
It's
Everybody's happy
such
to be
a,
there.
yeah, it's such a
Yeah,
positive vibe. And then for us, it was a huge kind of like shock for us to come back, because we came back and it was snowing and raining, and it was
Mhm.
like crazy,
Mhm.
and just like but once you're there, even like we were talking about our feet that killed. Once you get up and like so like your feet are killing you the day before, like you came back, you're like, oh my god, I can't do this. You put those shoes on, you walk out to the shuttle bus or whatever, and then you're good to go, and you don't even have time to think about your feet hurting you
No.
because everything
Yeah.
is just so incredible to look at. Everything else is distracting you, right? So
Mm.
that's for like my 2 cents when it comes to that. But oh my god, what a different world it is, and like you said, the people are just so different.
Yeah, and I remember because I've been to Disney World in the past. My last trip was in 1996, and that's the one I remember the most, I guess. And I remember that the cast members will do anything that is in their power to make you enjoy the experience
Oh
as
yeah.
much as
Yeah.
you can. So,
Well, when you go, there's uh sorry, not to cut you off, but when you check in, a lot of say you can just check in, go to your room, just do it automatically. But other people said to go to the actual counter because when you go there, they'll ask you like a bunch of questions. Is it your first time here? Are you
mhm,
celebrating something? Anything you're doing, any special event, if it's like your first visit, your engagement or your wedding or your name it, whatever it is, your birthday, they'll give you pins like these buttons and you put them on. So wherever you go, the
yeah,
staff is trained to like acknowledge what you're there for. A lot of the times you have a lot of make a wish stuff going on and everything like
mhm,
that, and they're just there to like make sure that like they acknowledge it's your birthday, your first visit, like hey, welcome, enjoy your first visit, all this stuff. And a trick that I was kind of told, but I mean, I guess you got to be really charming, is if you go to the counter and um, you do say that it's, well, I don't know, first visit, birthday, all this stuff, anniversary, and sometimes you could get an upgrade. Don't ask for it, but depending on what you're there, depending on their
Yeah.
availability in the rooms, who knows, right? Like so,
mhm.
I'm
You
planning to
never
be
know.
very
They're
charming.
there to they are there to make it magical for you.
Yeah,
So if they can, they will make it magical. That's Disney World is the magic factory of the world, and when it got shut down for COVID reason and stuff like that, it was like the all the parks around the world were shut down. Well, there was less magic in the world. It
yeah.
was sad.
And it's weird that word magic. I mean, it's only the only word you can think of because it is so
Yeah, it is.
it's
It's the
different.
most magical place on earth.
You show up to Magic Kingdom, and it's like as soon as you see the castle, the just like for us, we have La Ronde over here, which is a Six Flag
Like,
park and stuff like that. But like
Yeah, but it's nothing compared to.
it's now it just looks like a big fair to me, right? Like,
Yeah.
but
well,
like
it
when you
is.
go there, yeah,
Mm,
it's so
Disney World is
mismatched and
it's a theme park and stuff like La Ronde. It's
amusement
attraction
park.
park,
yeah,
amusement
Yeah,
park. Yeah,
yeah.
that's
yeah.
it. So it's a
But
big difference because nothing is themed. It's just a ride. Oh, there's a ride with a
yeah,
name and that's it, and nothing else.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
the fact that it's a small world. Now
It's
I
a
have
small
this.
world. A whole world.
I have the song in my head now, but I mean it's a small universe.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, it's special. It's so special. That place is it's crazy. And Batu, Star Wars, when since they created that park that planet,
That
because
section, yeah.
yeah, it's not just oh it's the Star Wars land at at Disney World. No, it's not Star Wars land. They made a world. It's a planet. They call it
Hmm.
Batu. It's not just Galaxy's Edge. That's the name of the zone, but I mean
And
they
now there's
created it.
lore about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. There's lore and there's a storyline.
There's a video game
Hmm.
Each
about
day,
it, and there's
yeah.
just like
Well, yeah. But I mean, when you enter the park, you enter a day in the Star Wars universe, and
Yeah.
it's kind of if we want to go into that, it's there's a storyline. There's a girl named Vi Moradi that was sent by Princess Leia to Batu to recruit some new to find a new place to have a headquarter for the rebellion after the destruction of Dakar in the
Episode 7.
it's in seven eight
No, it's 8.
no
Yeah,
eight
it's 8. You're right.
yeah eight. So when Dakar got destroyed, the resistance lost their HQ base. So
Yeah.
Leia sent a spy to that place, to Batu, to recruit and create a new headquarters. So they went into the ruin of Batu, and that's where the Rise of Resistance ride
Ride
is
is
located.
located. Okay. Wow.
So there's the old ruins that became the new headquarters of the Resistance. Vi Moradi is there to recruit people like us or villagers that live on Batu, but they got noticed, and the First Order came to Batu. So that's why Kylo Ren is there with a squadron of troopers, and because of that, Leia sent Chewbacca and Rey to
Right.
help Vi
Okay.
counterattack the First Order. So
Hmm.
that's what's happening during your stay at Batu is that Vi Moradi is there. She's trying to recruit people, so kids and stuff like that, people that go talk to her. She's gonna try to make her make adventures with them and recruit them to the cause.
So my
There's
my kids had actually we witnessed both adventures. My kids took part in the second one, I think, or the because the one where they're taught how to sneak around or walk around.
okay, yeah,
The first one I think is the one where they how you identify yourself as being part of the resistance. Is it like that special thing that you have
yeah.
to say? But
Yeah.
that's
Ignite the spark, light the
yeah,
fire. Right.
exactly. So that was really like to make the experience very even more immersive. I mean, obviously it's the
Mm-hmm.
kids that they're going to bring on board, and the kids get caught up, but like they get a chance to interact with Chewbacca and
And
Ray,
Ray,
because one thing that you have to keep in mind is like you said, it's not like when you go see Mickey and Donald at these designated spots in the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
When you're there, they're playing a role. They're not
they're
gonna
not there for you. Ray is not there to pay to
ex-
take pictures with you.
exactly.
She's
She
there for a
will
mission.
out of courtesy, depending how well, but you got to kind of like she'll do it quickly, but she's not going to stand there. Okay, or your turn with a picture. They don't sign. There's a lot of people that have autograph books when they go to Disney to get autographs from a lot of the characters, and you can get
Yeah.
from any of the princesses, any of the characters, Mickey, Jack Sparrow, whatever. When you're there, they have a handler just like the 501st have, always following them, I mean, I guess we would know how to approach them. I'll approach the handler before anyone, because I wasn't sure about a few things, but they won't sign autographs. Ray's not signing autographs, and they're in character. Same thing with the stormtroopers.
Mm-hmm.
They'll they won't stop for a photo, but they kind of will. Like they'll kind of
Yeah,
turn
yeah, they kind
towards
of do.
you and be like, give you a
Yeah.
chance
They'll
to take a
stay in
picture.
character, but yeah,
It
they.
depends. Yeah,
Yeah,
if she's on a mission and she needs to go to fix the Falcon and they're on the run or whatever on the move, they won't stop. But sometimes they just chill and at that point they will
yeah.
take more or less take
Well,
pictures during that
when they're around
situation.
the Falcon, like behind that gate, I think is a
Yeah,
little bit better to get them. But and they're very short shifts. They're not they're when they're there. Don't take it for granted and say, "Oh, I'll just come back later." Like they do come back
yeah, they don't.
often, but a lot of the times, all of a sudden, whoop, they leave, and the handlers ushering them out. The troopers that sometimes they'll be actually on the ground. Sometimes they're up on the kind of like balconies or like the things like that. So if you do want pictures, don't wait for your turn to take a picture. Like if you do want to see the characters and film them, just go ahead. I would say and
Hmm.
do it as much as you can because they can move quick sometimes. But but
And
all
to
that to
help you
say that they're in
get
character.
immersed, in the universe, they have their own terminology as well. When you get there, you don't say hello or good morning. It's bright
Bright
suns,
suns, yeah.
and
Yeah.
at night it's rising moons. All sorts of
And when you say goodbye,
cool
it's
phrases.
kill
Till the
the
spire.
spires.
Yeah,
Yeah,
true.
And even when you
kill the
interact
spire.
with any of the vendors there, I had a long conversation with the guy, and like he was, I said I was from Quebec. He goes, "Oh, a Quebeconian or whatever." Like I've never heard of that planet. All this kind of like they stay in character. They'll tell you if you ask how
Right.
much is this, they'll say, "Oh, this is 50 credits." Like they stay in character. The only time, and I think I'd spoken about it was the only character break I think I had was at the cantina. I asked the girl, like she was talking about all the drinks, and she mentioned one, and she said calf, but I didn't really catch her when she said calf.
But calf is the official name.
So, but that's it. But when she said that, I didn't really catch it because she goes, it's like something," and I wasn't sure what I heard. But I'm like, "I'm sorry, what?" And then she just goes like this. She goes, "It's like
Uh,
coffee," and I'm like,
okay.
"Ah, okay." So that's the only time someone ever broke character. But other than that, like, and they're not jerks either, right? I mean, push come
No,
to
they're
shove, they
super
they
fun.
will they will help you, but
Yeah.
especially the market and everything there at Galaxy, they're just so fun. Everyone is, they just
They all
talk
have
to
a
you.
they all have a bit of background story you can ask. In some shops, they will told you the story behind the shop owner. Oh, that shop owner is that type of person that is doing stuff in the community, and they all have something to say. That so you just it's not a place just I'm gonna go shopping and look at stuff. Talk to the villagers.
Yeah.
It's not even cast members. It's just villagers living on Batu,
So on
and
that, just as you, I mean, you spoke about it when we are at Dom's house today, but when you go there, Nick, you don't just go as like, "Oh, I'm a tourist. I'm gonna go look at this. Oh, this is kind of cool." Like you really
no,
try
it's
to
better
immerse
to role
yourself,
play.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. You're a traveler on the planet of Batu, and you're using the spaceport of Walt Disney World to bring you to Batu. So yeah, you can go as just I'm here to visit and look at the Star Wars stuff, but it's better when you live the storyline and you be yourself. You make yourself a character. So there's you can do the lightsaber. You can create your own droids. There's lots of stuff, and you can be your own type of character. So when I go there, I'm not a Jedi, so my character wouldn't go build a lightsaber for myself because that's not what I'm looking for. Like I don't want a lightsaber because my character that I created is more like a pod racer mechanics or a speeder bike tuner or something like that. So I will be more inclined to be a droid builder or just be smuggling stuff. You can be a bounty hunter now, so you can create yourself a character and do bounty hunting stuff with the Magic Band, the new Magic Band Plus. That gives you the possibility to hunt some bounty on that place. So you can really make yourself your own character and play inside the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, because it's like you said, before, it goes like, "Oh, it's like there's just a Star Wars land there," but it's like, you could take it that way, and people, they do, you'll
Yeah,
have
yeah,
the Toy Story land and everything, but if you take the time, because there's really not a million things to do there, right? There's two
no,
rides. So you have like the Star Tours, which is outside the older ride, but there's two rides. There's a marketplace, and there's a couple places to eat, and the
and
Savvy's
to
workshop, and
build.
So there's workshop in the
exactly.
Droid
But
Depot.
if you really want to get like the experience, like I said, for me it was a little more difficult with kids, but we still had an amazing time. But if you're going there and you're more minded of like, I just want to feel like I'm living there and enjoying the moment and immerse yourself into it. It's probably even easier now than like if we're looking at your video, like when it was jam packed, right? Like, but now, like, to be part
Yeah.
of
Yeah,
this, you could be a little bit more casual. And again, when you talk to the staff members, they're gonna talk to you like you're a character anyway. So why
yeah.
not play that role, right? So it's probably something that I'm probably going to try to do a little bit more of, since I'm not as stressed. I know I have plenty of time to go and everything like that. So do you usually wear something different? I mean, I think everyone's gone and worn their 501st shirts, but
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. Mostly 501st shirt that I wear, but every time I choke on it, and every time I'm telling myself I'm gonna make a or a Batu bound costume. So you can cosplay, but you cannot cosplay as a full on character that lives in this universe. So you cannot go as a stormtrooper or as Kylo Ren or as
Yeah.
Rey or as Chewbacca or any masked character because you they need to differentiate from
Cast
the
member
guest
from
and the
tourists.
cast
Yeah.
member. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you can do bounding. Bounding is the art of making a costume that looks like a certain character, but is not really the full on costume. So
there's
if
tunics
you
there. You could buy it, right? There's
yeah, you can buy
robes and
tunics and stuff
tunics. Yeah.
that looks the part. But if you want to look like Princess Leia, you get the small white dress and some jewelry, but you don't put the or and you fix your hair with the buns and stuff, but you don't look all 100% accurate layup. Well, you're bounding, or you can
Yeah.
go as on solo with the blue jeans and the red stripe or the yellow stripe on the side and the vest, and you're kind of on solo, so you fit more in the teaming. So if you want to Batu bound, well, you buy some beige and brown and dark blue uh, apparels and shirts and stuff like that, and you're gonna look just like the cast members or the villagers living there.
And as Eric was mentioning, you'll never hear US dollars for
It's always
prices.
credits.
It's always credits. And some people have been asking me why during my reviews
Yeah.
I keep saying, you'll find it for 250 credits. I recorded my Yoda lightsaber bundle this afternoon, and that's what I was saying. So I'm staying in universe, during the
Mhm.
review because, and like two sentences afterwards, I say, and you'll find it at Nakandar Den of Antiquities. So if you purchase it there, you'll purchase it in credits, not in
Mhm.
US dollars. So
Or
that's
Dom's
the main
gonna buy
reason
it in
I
his
keep saying.
whatchamacallit. What are those things that you made me buy you there?
The Spira.
The Spyros. How many?
Oh yeah, oh
Spira
yeah,
is
yeah,
Now you can get your
they,
credit card blocked.
yeah.
yeah.
It's a gift card from Batu, and it's in a metal gift card that looks in universe, so you can pay with that because Spyra in the storyline is the money from the planet Batu, so they. You can buy a Spyra. It's basically it's
It's
just
a gift
a gift
card,
card
right?
that
Yeah.
you fill
But
with money and you pay
it's
with
in
that.
metal. It's
Let me get
good
one. Let me get
quality.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
and for those watching me, if at, on my shelves, that little metal medallion with all my sabers, those are Spyras. So, but yeah, Eric's gonna give you a
So
bigger,
basically,
closer view.
it's a piece of metal like this. In the back, you got like your barcode. Um, but you basically, this is like if you want to, if like it's an awesome kind of gift, like also because it's not like just a gift card like for Starbucks or whatever. Like
Hmm.
it essentially serves the same
It's a
purpose, but
souvenir, yeah.
you keep it. And so Dom actually has a bunch of these because he puts them with his lightsabers. You can
On
actually
my
see them
shelves,
there,
yeah,
right?
yeah, they're right behind me.
So because of that, what I had done was I bought a bunch. So I knew I was going to be spending on lightsabers a ton of money. So I bought, I think it was 5 or 7 of them anyway. So because you have to put a minimum of $100, I think, on it or
Yep.
something,
Yeah,
and there's an activation and all this stuff's in it. So it was like about $105, and um, so maybe just to
Credits.
yeah, so but to maybe digress from that a little
105
bit
credits.
is that when you're there at Disney, if you get the magic band that we're talking about, you don't have to carry your wallet anywhere. You can use your magic band to just basically beep everywhere. You go to Galaxy's Edge, you
yeah,
can
but
just
but
buy.
I'm not
it,
doing
it
that.
So
it makes it too easy to
well,
spend.
that's it. So
Yeah,
the
I'm not
problem
doing
with
that.
that is that I was there not having any issues, and I was just scanning and scanning when I needed to. And what I didn't realize is when you're doing that, you're just charging stuff to your room. It's basically everything you're doing, you're charging to your room. However, this is a gift card, and that I had to buy with my credit card. They're like, "Oh, you can't use your Brace." I'm like, "Okay." So it was the first time that the Bank of Montreal had noticed that I was, I guess, over there. And when I bought, I think I did 4 or 5 transactions at $105. They're like, "That looks super sketch." I got blocked right away. I knew it. At the minute I went to run the fourth one, and it didn't work, I'm like, "Oh no." So I had to call the Bank of Montreal because again, these credits, it's you have to pay this with money. They're not going to let you go over there, pretend like to buy a bunch of these and like buy one of these, put $1,000, and then after that, if your card bounces at your hotel, you're laughing because you're leaving with all these lightsabers and stuff, right? So I guess it's a secure
Makes
way to
sense.
do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, all that to say that like this is a really cool aspect for anyone who's gone there, or if you know someone who's going, give them this as a gift. It makes it a lot easier to shop. And did they? I see there's
Yeah,
different
so I
colors
guess
now,
I'll be
or
buying at least 5. So
yeah.
There was one gold when they opened, I
yeah,
think, or it was
Okay.
silver,
it
or it
was
was
gold.
gold. It
It
was
was gold,
gold.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there was one gold Spyro when they opened, and then they switched to the silver, and then
Yeah.
now it's bronze, more
It's
like,
like
or
a,
it.
I don't know, it's like a goldish kind. It's not as shiny gold, but it's like a metallic kind of like
Yeah,
copper, not copper. I don't know. It is pretty much this. It's just not a shiny gold, but really cool item. Anyway, again, like the little details make the biggest difference. So I bought those, and when I went to Savvy's workshop and the Droid workshop, I ended up paying with those. So it makes it cool. It'd be cool if you can have this kind of thing. They're just not big enough, I think, to just support. But if you had this as your card and just paid everywhere, that'd be kind of cool too.
Yeah.
So
So the trick, well, at least for me, is going to be to buy as many $100 cards, uh, so I can come back with as many Spyro as I can. So I mentioned I would be buying Ezra Bridger's Legacy lightsaber. So there goes two Spyros there. I'm going to build a Savvy's Workshop lightsaber. With taxes, it goes up to 250. So I'm going to buy at least three to cover that. And I'm sure I'm going to spend another $50 somewhere at some point. If I build the droid, it's going to be like an extra $100. So I'm sure I'm going to buy some, at least one T-shirt. And I saw that there was a new flag available at the First Order store. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna
oh,
buy.
first order flag.
Yeah,
Oh, that's cool.
and
Okay, I'm gonna
Vader
buy
is
it.
on it as well. It says like finish the job that the Empire started or something like that. So yeah, it looks awesome. So yeah, I'll be buying that. So uh, and they have like a brand new service set at the Droid Depot with the fork, knife, and
Yeah,
the
I'm gonna get
spoon.
that too.
yeah, I'm
There's
curious
Yeah,
about
a
that.
series of shot glass, the
it
nice
comes
cool
in
shot glasses.
a little pouch that looks like the one that had the spork
Hmm.
in it. So yeah, it's gonna fit pretty well. So
But
yeah,
it's a
this
Droid Depot team, right?
yeah yeah it's the color is like bronze, and
Yeah, I
it
saw
looks
those. I saw them actually on eBay. It was tempting, but again, like if I'm trying not to buy anything anyway, trying to save my money before going, and then also like to be able to buy a couple little things. I know I'm probably not going to be. I say probably. I mean, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be buying a Savvy's workshop. Although I'd love to go in there and experience it. Maybe I'll go
well.
as
I think Nico is gonna build one. So
I can go as his guest. Oh,
yeah,
I'll go as
you'll
a
be able
guest and I could
to
film. I guess I can do that
yeah
if you guys are in
yeah
there. I
yeah
could do the filming.
yeah.
But yeah, just that experience is super cool. The Droid Depot. I mean, I'm not gonna get anything out of there. With all due respect to the Droid Depot, like I didn't think that the quality was absolutely crazy compared to some of the other stuff I have. Obviously, the is it Sphero, the other company there, the smaller ones.
The smaller ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they did the BB-8. Yeah.
those were incredible. They were just smaller. But
Hmm.
other than that, I mean, the BB unit, the way it moves around, I was expecting a little bit more than like that other cheap Hasbro kind of quality, the way it moves. But they're still
Hmm.
really cool. The customization, the colors. My wife likes purple. She made a whole big purple one and everything like
For
that.
the
It's
experience and stuff and all, it's only $99, I
yeah,
think, or maybe
Yeah.
it's a bit more now. I
credits. I
think.
mean,
Yeah,
oh yeah, a bit more. But if you buy the whole bundle with the
the
back,
bag and
the traveling
yeah,
bag and stuff, it's
No,
one
it can
sixty
get
nine
pricey.
or
Yeah.
yeah. I don't
can
think
get
that's
pricey. But I
necessary.
mean, it's not super expensive for what it is. So you go like that. But yeah, I will never build a
A
droid.
droid.
So the good thing is that
Yeah.
my kids wanted them, so I get to live the experience through them and help them and
Yeah.
stuff like that. I would have never wanted one, but and then my wife, when we went back, she saw the purple parts and she's like I said, she loves the color purple, so she built herself a purple BB unit and stuff like that. But again, they don't
They're
play with them, but
nice.
it's a good memory, right? And just to be able to screw it in all together and all that, and then again, you have that experience. Not this exactly the same thing as the
Activate it.
Savvy's workshop, but yeah, it's pretty cool the way you put it in that kind of like holder and then you get it all going. So but speaking of what other activities, I mean, I did the cantina like I mentioned before. I know Nick, you've done it too. uh
It's my it's my spot.
yeah, so and this time I'll probably be able to have some alcoholic beverages
I
to
hope
take advantage.
I'm
Well,
gonna
it's
buy
because
you one.
it was pretty early when I went, to be fair. Jeez, yeah, it was pretty early
Those
when
are
I
the
went and I was with my
coasters.
kids, so to get slaughtered would have been a bit
Yeah.
it would have been different. But
Yeah,
so
but
what's the
from what Nick told me, the best timing is to close
To,
the cantina to
yeah,
go at the very last batch that gets in
yeah.
the cantina.
oh
The
yeah
later you get, because you get outside, you can stay in the cantina past the closing of
Closing time.
the park, of the
Okay.
closing time of the park. So when you
Hmm.
exit the cantina, the park is empty, or lo-
Practically
stragglers are
empty.
left, but it's
Yeah.
practically empty. Everything is closed, so you just walk around the Batu and nobody's there. So it's pretty much,
Could be a great timing to take some
well
pictures if you
yes,
want to
it's
have
the
some
best moment to take
strollers
for me
to take a picture.
unfortunately
yeah.
when I went it was they were having their after
Or the
hours or
special
whatever it was.
night. Yeah, okay.
Mm.
So if you didn't have a bracelet, you were going to be ushered out of there.
Hmm.
So it wasn't.
But
And then the
on
second
normal
time we
days,
went,
yeah, on normal days when you take the last or close to last reservation of the day, it's magical. And the bartender we had the last time, he was I think he wanted to make some tip money and stuff like that, because he was like, so you're gonna get every one of you gonna take one to go, because it's
yeah,
the cantina is two drinks per person per
Okay,
steak.
yeah.
minimum. Okay.
Well,
Yeah, it's not a
it's not
minimum, it's a
minimum.
maximum.
It's to keep the
It's a
flow
two
going,
maximum.
so people don't stay. Because you
Yeah,
can also make a reservation because
you
uh,
have to make a reservation to
yeah,
go in, and it's
you
45 minutes stay
yeah.
usually, and then two drinks maximum. They don't want people to get
To get drunk,
smashed
obviously. Yeah.
also in the parks
Well,
and
even
stuff
then,
like that.
like you
So
said, people could stay there a bit long, and they want a rotation of people that are going there
yeah, they
and
want
doing
a
that.
rotation.
So
So when you're the
Mm-hmm.
last one, they leave you a bit longer inside. They have a more leeway,
Mm-hmm.
so you can manage to stay. But the guy was like, okay, so you had your two drinks max, but you can get one to go.
Okay,
You
my
want
next
one to
one.
go? You want one to go?
all right, so it's
That's like a,
confirmed. Nick, we're closing. We're closing
yeah,
the
yeah. We're
Oh yeah,
cantina
yeah. That's
for
on the
what
sure.
we're
first
I'm
doing.
night.
closing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We gotta close it at least
For sure,
once.
I'm closing, man.
So
That's the
what?
game.
Maybe tell us about the only thing I haven't done there, and the reason I went to the cantina is funny enough is I went the first day, and there wasn't I didn't go to the cantina, but I went home. Sorry, I went to the hotel. I'd never watched the documentary or the kind of thing on
Hmm.
Disney Plus with I forget who the Neil Patrick
Key,
Harris and stuff like that. So I
yeah.
ended up
Yeah,
watching it,
well,
and I
Peel,
saw
good for
Keenan
you
Peel.
because you got the surprise in
yeah. So
the
I but
first one.
then the cool thing is I knew I was going back, and I got to see all these little things like, oh, there's this, and I'm like, oh man. So I went back with a whole different aspect of like I saw what I was able to absorb, and I went there with a different mindset of like, now I want to see this, I want to see this. I absolutely wanted to try the cantina, and then I wanted to try the restaurant, which is where I'm leading up to you, Nick. Maybe you could tell us more about the restaurant because I've never been in that restaurant.
The Docking Bay 7,
Yeah,
it's half food court, half sitting restaurant. You have nothing is earthbound in that place. So all the food is made to look like it's coming from outer space. So
Okay.
that's the fun of it. So okay, there's tip yip with I don't remember what it is, but it's
is it
tip yip
chicken?
nuggets. It's chicken nuggets. It's
Yeah,
fried chicken nuggets, but they don't call it fried chicken nuggets. They call it Endorian tip yip, and it tastes a bit different than what you would expect. So the
It's like a little
storyline
walk
of
taste,
that,
right?
yeah, the storyline of that special restaurant, there's a ship on top of the restaurant, and that ship is owned by the chef that is named Cookie. That chef was the main chef in the kitchen of Maz Kanata's castle, but since the castle got destroyed by the First Order in the Force Awaken, he lost his job as
The chef.
the house chef of that place. So he became a food truck or food spaceship owner, and he's traveling across the galaxy, learning new recipes from new planets and acquiring spices and new stuff from everywhere.
Ingredients to from for his
So
recipes. Wow.
so once a month he goes to Batu, and he land on the docking Bay 7 port, and he drops his cargo
Container. Hmm.
containers inside the shop, and that's where you go get the food that he cooks, that he learned to cook from most from planets outside of the sector.
And for
So that,
those who have an eye for little small details, the containers that Nico was talking about, we see two still hooked on his ship. The
yep.
first one has a number 77 on it. The last one has number 83. And the one that is already dropped in the forecourt has number 80 on it. And those three numbers are the years that episode 4, 5, and 6 were released.
But
So that's a cool detail to, just to witness and
well,
see.
Nick, where do you like so all this information that you have? Is there a book? Because like now I'm curious now
Yeah,
to read this. Like, is there
yeah, yeah,
multiple
yeah.
books?
So
Is there videos? Where are you getting
there's
that source?
there's two canon stories that are like Star Wars books, novels that you
Yeah.
read. So it starts with Phasma. Okay, it's kind of weird, but Phasma, the book about Captain Phasma,
Yeah, I read that one.
introduces two characters that are transferred into Black Spire Outpost. That is the novel that is specifically talking about Batu. So you read Captain Phasma?
Yeah, but
So
I
Vimo.
didn't make that association because I read it like
Okay. y-
when
Yeah.
the it actually first came out.
Well,
So it's
you know
like
Cardinal,
yeah,
the Red Trooper.
yeah,
He kidnapped a spy from the Resistance, and he tortured that spy. He's torturing a spy to get information, but
okay.
that spy is Vimoradi, the girl with the
The
blue
girl that
hair
okay,
that
so
lives.
oh man, whoa, you just blew my mind there because the whole book
Okay.
is basically that. It's a whole
Yeah.
interrogation, right? So,
Yeah.
and
That's
she
it.
talks
So
about the like about Phasma and all that.
and stuff. Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
that
wow,
so that girl is the one, because after she got captured by Cardinal, she went into like sick leave. Oh, we lost Doom. So yeah, she went into a sick leave, and Leia relocated her to Batu so she could she could do our mission and recruit some new people, and it was supposed to be an easy job, but then the First Order came. So
you completely blew my mind with that. Honestly, like I remember, like so even when I
and
remember the book, because I sometimes I confuse the book with the comic that they made where she's
okay, yeah,
chasing that the I guess it was an officer or something who knew about her giving the codes to Finn. I don't know if you read the comic or
I read the Galaxy's Edge comics that were more about Chewbacca and Han Solo, how you got the
Huit,
Sarlacc
sept,
from
sept, neuf.
uh, you got a Sarlacc for Dokondar. So when you go to Dokondar, there's a Sarlacc in a baby Sarlacc in a tank. Well,
yeah.
that's one of the comics.
Go to sleep.
So yeah, that girl is the one that lives on Batu now, and the second book is that mission. So she goes
Pour
from
repos.
Captain Phasma's book to Batu,
Okay.
and she's escorted by uh, what's his name? Captain Cardinal. He's got a real name, and Leia pairs him with her, and she's not happy with that because he's the guy that tortured her for so many times. So it's kind of
What's
weird.
what's the name of that book though? Like now I'm gonna go look.
Black Black Spire,
All right. Jeez, I already have another
and
book I should be
so
reading about.
those are novels from the Star Wars universe. But there's also in-universe travel guides like this one.
Yeah.
So this is the Traveler's Guide to Batu, and it's a book that is made like a Michelin
Guide.
guide, a Michelin guide for traveling and stuff like that. But it's all about the Black Spire and everything, like where it is located and how you can go to that place. So getting to Batu, tips to go there by personal or hired starship. So you can take your personal starship, so you can drive to Galaxy's Edge, or you can take a personal hired starship, a plane, to go to Batu and stuff like that. Or you can also, but soon not you will
Soon to
not be
be
able.
docked. Yeah.
Yeah, you could go through the Star Cruiser that the Alcyon that was from the cruise.
You just cost me money.
So
That's what happened right
I'm
there.
sorry, man. I'm gonna cost you a lot more money.
No, but it's
Once
cool,
we
you know.
read,
Like a book will last a long time, like depending how at the rate that you
Yeah.
read it. But like, you can really, it's let's say $20 or so, but you get a lot out of it, right? So
Yeah.
I think
I do the audiobook also, so it's super immersive because you have the sounds and the musics and stuff like
really.
that.
Hmm.
So
yeah,
you
sound
can really
effects.
go far with that. So let's just say this one, like they're talking about the droid depot. What is the droid depot, and who is Mubo? Mubo, this guy, he's the guy who's like owning the droid depot, and that's its background story. So in this you can learn that he found a droid that crashed near the X-wing, and that droid was the driver of a Starline. What's that? Star Tour. It was the driver of the Star Tour ride that crashed on Batu,
Yeah,
and that's why it.
you're mentioning Rex. Yeah,
Yeah. So in the cantina, there's a droid that is called DJ Rex. Rex was
a
before that
pilot
the
on Star
pilot
Tours. Yeah,
of the Star Tour ride, but he got lost and crashed on Batu and got salvaged by Mubos, the owner of the droid depot. He rebuilt it and he gave it to Oga at the cantina, and he became the DJ
Where'd you get that?
of the place.
hmm.
Where'd you get that?
So
That droid. I don't remember seeing that. Was that a toy that was
yeah,
available?
it was no, it was a Toys R Us
Okay.
Galaxy's Edge Toys R Us exclusive. They did like I also had the Ondo Onaka.
On the Honoka.
That's part of
Nice.
that series.
So
Speaking of Hondo, that animatronic at Smuggler's Run,
Yeah, it's crazy.
that one is awesome.
So yeah,
So yeah,
let's move on to the rides actually. So the rides, as we had spoken about, there's only two. There's a Star Tours, which is just outside of Galaxy's Edge, and that's an older ride. It's basically like I guess a virtual kind of like ride. You're in the ship. There's multiple different stories, but the two main ones you have there is basically the Smuggler's Run and Rise of the Resistance, which is the newer one. And obviously Smuggler's Run is not as busy. You have an easier chance of getting on that than the Rise of Resistance, but I guess it also
mhm.
depends on the time of year. Both of them, I mean, are completely different. One is a lot more. It's like just again another simulation where you're inside the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon, but obviously, like you were just saying, just the I guess even for both rides, when you walk in, when you're waiting, when you're doing anything, you're just surrounded by Star Wars, like you said, animatronics. I don't know if Nick, you want to talk about the Smuggler's Run a little bit, and
Yeah, well, yeah, Smuggler's Run is basically just your chance to pilot the most iconic spaceship in the whole galaxy, the whole world, everything. So it's quite special, and
the
so
USS
there's
Enterprise, or oh
yeah,
no, sorry,
that's it.
that's
No.
Yeah. That's the one I was talking about. The big scoop one with the two hot dogs at the back. So
the pizza
no,
cutter.
but the pizza cutter with
Yeah.
the hot dogs at the back. So yeah, you have the chance to pilot that ship, and the way they made the illusion is that it's parked outside. You know, everybody saw the Falcon in front of the rocks and the
The
tower and
Black
stuff like
Spire,
that.
yeah.
When you're waiting to go inside the Falcon, there's a screen behind Ando Anaka. He's talking about oh yeah, you're the new crew that was hired to pilot the thing. We have a mission for you, blah blah blah. And as everything is going on, you see in the back there's a hole that opens in the screen, or the like it's a window.
The
Let's say it's a
background,
window.
yeah.
Yeah. So there's a hole, and you see the Falcon. You hear the Falcon like lounge from behind you, from outside, and he
Okay.
lands in front of you.
Yeah, it's
Wow.
So
pretty. It's not. It's because it's obviously it's a screen, right? But like,
it's a
there's
screen,
there's
but I mean,
something that they
it's
do that like makes it look like it's 3D
So
without
real.
3D glasses a
yeah.
little bit, right?
So
So
as you go towards that, you understand now that it's not parked in the docking bay that it was outside. It's now
Okay.
the Falcon is now
Yeah.
in front of you, so it's seamless. You just enter, and then you enter the Falcon, and you go to the chess room, and you can even go into the closet where Anne and Leia kissed for the first time and got
Okay.
interrupted by
3PO.
C3PO. So you and your girlfriend, you can go remake that scene. And
All
there's
right.
lots of XOs on the panel board.
Well, I
Just
guess I
so
can't wait to take a picture of you and Eric.
yeah.
Hey,
In that scene.
I'll kiss Nick if it makes a nice picture.
Yeah,
But
so
then animatronics are obviously next level, right? Compared
yeah.
to what you see is like if anyone's been there and
Well, it's just the new generation.
yeah,
It's they up the game, and now they're almost lifelike. And some people just don't think it's a guy in a
yeah,
costume.
a lot of the people like when you're standing there,
I was,
a lot of people are asking, "Is that real? Is that?" And then people are like debating if it's a real person or not because
yeah,
yeah, that one especially,
the,
it's just
it's so fluid. It's
yeah.
the movement, everything
And he's talking to
is
with one of
on
the
point.
droids,
Yeah,
and you got Chewie that's talking to him too, and all this stuff. Like it's really an immersive. Like without getting into too much of the specifics of
And
the
is the real voice actor who did
yeah.
on those voice as well? So
So
if
you
some of
have
you
that
have
in
watched
Rides
Rebels
as well.
or
You
Wars,
have like John Boyega
John
and
Boyega,
and
Ray,
Daisy
the
Ridley and all
Daisy
this stuff like
Ridley,
that.
Oscar
That's right.
Isaac.
Yeah. So it's all the real
Yeah,
things, but especially even so for I guess Smuggler's Run, the way it works is you have a layout. You have two different three different roles, right? You can do. You have
yeah.
pilot. It's was a technician,
Gunner. It's
gunner,
a pilot, gunner, engineer.
engineer. Yeah. So if anyone wants to get the I guess some cooler experience, if you can, try to get to pilot. If you think you're only going to do it once,
Right side
sure.
pilot is the best spot because you
Yeah.
have to you can activate the hyperdrive.
okay.
So the first the first thing you do is you try to get the right side pilot, and then after that the left side pilot and the gunner or the engineer.
Yeah. The other
Because
ones are
the
basically button
button
mashing, right?
mashers,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
you
So
you have lights.
the engineer is more of a simulation of buttons, whereas the gunner you're literally just like doing this the
Yeah,
whole
the
time, tapping on the side and that's it, right? So
engineer is quite fun because yeah, you have different lights that pops on when something goes wrong with the Falcon, and everybody knows that everything goes wrong with the Falcon. So
Yeah.
you have lots of button to smash. So, but that gives you another
Perspective.
perspective of the ride because when you're driving, yeah, it's cool. You're piloting the Falcon and stuff like that, but you're so focused on where to go, not crash. And
yeah,
what's weird, it's right side pilot is left right controls and left side pilot is up down,
yeah.
so you have to communicate with your other driver, your other pilots, to go to the place you want to go
Nick,
because it's not just a ride.
we're
You
maxing it out.
pilot.
We're gonna get it. We're gonna get the 4 this time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's try
let's
to
go
get
pilot.
everything.
Tell the little kids, no, yo, trust me, it's much cooler to be the gunner. Sit in the back.
But yeah, everything you do will impact the score you do, and if you crash or you damage the Falcon when you exit, there, so you can have some sparks going off the walls. The interior is going to be messed up.
And you lose
Panels
points,
is going
right?
to be
You
missing. You're going to lose point. But
yeah,
I mean, just the corridor outside will change. If you do a good run, you're going to exit through a cleaner Falcon, and if
Wow.
you do
that I
a
didn't
bad
notice.
run,
Yeah.
I didn't know that detail
um,
as well. Yeah.
yeah. So if you do a bad run, there's gonna be sparks flashing from the wires on the ground and stuff
The
like
wall
that. So
panels and stuff like
yeah.
that. Wow.
I
That's
guess
So
crazy.
even
we could finish off with the Rise of the Resistance and that piece there without I guess maybe not try to give too much of a spoiler, but um, that
Well, it's been
is
there for like what 3 years now.
yeah.
So
But I mean, uh, without giving away too
well,
much of like I guess once you get on the actual ride, maybe not give too much information, but the setup to get there. And I'll leave it to Nick since his
yeah,
knowledge is there.
I'll go back to the storyline I was talking about earlier.
hmm
The way the storyline of the day works is during the day you see Vi, whatever the first order and stuff, and you need to get evacuated. At some point, Ray and Chewbacca cannot hold the first order anymore, so they're gonna try to evacuate the
They abandoned the
resistance.
planet. Yeah, the base
Yeah,
and the okay.
the resistance sympathizer. So if you went to Vi and you pledge allegiance to the first or the resistance, well, it's time to get out because they cannot help you anymore. So there's a transport sent by the resistance to get those people out of the planet. So that's why you should do the ride at the end of the day, because during the day you get to know the people, and then after that you evacuate the planet.
It's a good way
So
to finish off the day. Yeah,
yeah, it's a
I
good
can
way to
get why.
finish off
Yeah,
the day. But the way it works, you better do it early in the morning if you want to at least do it once.
once. Okay.
But the way the storyline is done is that you need to evacuate, and during the night is the best time to do it. So you get off the planet, helped by escorted by Poe Dameron, R2D2, and you're supposed to meet Ray somewhere. But you get intercepted by the First Order again, and you get tractor pulled into the Star Destroyer. Doors open, and you get arrested,
Yeah,
and you get
quite the experience.
yeah, it's
So
insane.
from there, it's funny because you get in this ship, and you see what's going on in the video. You have the pilot that's there, and one thing that this a note, I'm sure you notice it too. But like when you watch, there's like before getting on, you have a speech from Ray, and you see BB-8, and he goes out eventually to the X-wing to get loaded onto Poe's ship. But like when Poe is talking to you on the video, if you go at night, you're going to see night behind him, so that when you walk out, it's still there's that continuity, and when it's the day,
Okay.
you see the daylight behind him, which I noticed because I've done it. I did it 5 times, but like when you see the video of him is talking the day, and then you walk out, and the ship is right next to you, and BB-8, because BB-8 just leaves and he goes in the ship. The only thing I wish that they had was a bit of an animatronic for Poe in the ship, because
Yeah,
it
blacked
doesn't
out
move.
windows.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
either black out the windows or have him moving a little bit, but
I
but
think
once
you don't see him in the cockpit.
yeah, you see a helmet
You see
in there.
him?
Yeah,
I think it's tinted windows.
no, you could see him. It's
Ah, okay.
something that's kind of bugged me. I'm just nitpicking, obviously, but like I just wish that he was moving.
No, at
But
least just moving the head.
yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. Like, but so when you go in that transport ship, as part of that, using the word magic again, you go in the transport ship, then you're moving around, you get captured. The same damn doors that just closed a few minutes
From
before,
outside. Right.
when they open up, you're not outside anymore. You're in a hangar, and it's so well done. I mean, I don't even want to overthink about how they do it, because I feel like I'm just gonna
I
kill the
know.
magic. Well, but yeah, but
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's like the way that it's probably advancing into like a different place, whatever. But it's like just the way that it's like when the doors open, and all of a sudden, it's one thing if it opened one side and then they open the other, but no, the same doors open. All of a sudden, an officer walks in, tells you to get the hell out of there, and like then you walk out and you're in like the hangar, right? It's just
Yeah.
that scene itself is
And
so
the ship is
impressive.
in the hangar too.
Yeah,
The,
and
the, the
they
transport ship is there.
Yeah.
yeah.
You look at behind you, and what you came in is there. It's not just a door.
Yeah,
The ship is there.
and it's such like a good and it's funny because what they do is as strict as they are, and they come out being all badass and everything, they give you
I
almost
got yelled
all
at.
the time in the world. Maybe not all the time though, but they give you plenty of time to look and absorb the hangar pictures with the stormtroopers, and they'll eventually usher you a little bit if it's a bit excessive, but you can really take your time there, which is really cool. But then when you move on to the next part, which is right before really getting on the ride aspect of it, that's when it gets a little bit more serious with the officers. But again, depending what you're wearing, Nick and I being members of the 501st, like if you're sporting any kind of label of the 501st, like for me, I think I'd mentioned it in a previous, is one of the officers said a trooper out of uniform is a punishable offense, like, so they'll recognize, they'll interact with you. There was a bunch of there was 4 older ladies that were there together, and depending on the actors, obviously some are better than others, but one guy looked at them, he gave him like a bit of a side look, and he goes, the four of you look like trouble. I'm not liking this. Like, so he's just very interactive with the people. It's super
Yeah.
fun. But at that point is when the last little part happens. You get. Well, I'll let Nick continue the story of what happens there.
So yeah, so they usher you in a cell, and then you get interrogated by Kylo Ren and Captain General Hux. And at one point, a trooper comes and he says, "Oh, you're needed on the deck of the ship." So they go away, and at that time, I spoil the thing. Well,
Okay, go ahead.
it's the time that you get rescued by the resistance. The wall gets opened by a like a torch.
Yeah, like
It's the
soldering
fire.
being. Yeah,
It's soldering. Yeah, they cut a hole inside the cell. The door opens, and guys, we're the resistance. We're here to save you.
yeah,
Come in. You get out, and then that's at that point you get inside the cart and the buggy, and then you do the ride and
yeah. And that,
try
I
to
mean,
escape.
couple of different
Yes.
ways I guess you can do it. It's not a big difference, but the different angles you can get. But I guess we'll leave it there
There's
for anyone
two.
who goes there. But like it's
There's two layouts you can
yeah.
do.
Well, and the reason for that there's because there's so many going at once. It's crazy how many of those buggies and
Yeah,
stuff are
you
moving
must miss so
around.
much stuff the
Uh,
first time, right?
yeah, even I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that even after the fifth time I did it, I was missing stuff. So
Hmm.
it's just super cool, great experience. But anyway, I guess we'll leave it at that for the Rise of the Resistance. But all that to say, I'm super excited to go back.
Yeah, me too.
Hmm.
I never thought I'd go back. I mean, I'm going because I'm really cutting corners as much as I can. I was planning to go to like Fan Expo and even the Niagara Comic Con and stuff like that. But like this will probably even cost me less than going to all those things put together. And
Yeah, perhaps, yeah.
yeah. So I'm mega excited, and I want to be there for Dom's first visit,
Yeah,
holding the box
that's
of
gonna be
Kleenex.
insane, man.
Yeah,
It's fun to go with your family, but when you go with your friends, it's another dynamic. I did it with the gang. I went with to a Star Wars celebration. We were there a week. We lived the celebration, and then we went two times to Batu. And when you're with people like
fans.
uh, yeah,
I
fans
guess.
or friends,
Yeah,
Yeah,
true fans, yeah, that's
true
it.
fans and like-minded people, it's another thing. It's like I went there with my sister and her boyfriend the last time I went, and he was trying to get in the mood, but
Mm-hmm.
he's not a super Star Wars fan. So I was like,
Okay.
yeah, but this place is that thing, and you need to see the Tilda Spires or Bright Suns and stuff like that. And he was like, yeah. Well, he tried, and
yeah,
at one point he got it, but I
We
mean
got
he
it,
was
okay.
not super into it. So
yeah.
it's
Yeah,
gonna
well,
be
I mean,
crazy, man. It's
obviously going with my parents, I mean, I would have been happy just to go with mom and dad. I mean, but the
but
fact that you guys are going to be there, and
yes,
there's also our friend Seb Mino, who decided
mhm,
to join us as well. So we're going to be four, really hardcore Star Wars fans
that's gonna be
uh,
crazy, man.
that are going to be there. So yeah, it's going to be insane. Just being able to relate with you guys. I mean, my mother does all the background stuff for the Star Wars Artifact channel. And, she helps me write the scripts, and she takes the pictures for the reviews and stuff like that. So she's a little bit more into Star Wars than my dad. My dad watches the show, he enjoys them, but he's a very very casual fan. So, but they are both extremely happy to experience that with me, and the fact that you guys are going to be there, just going to take the experience just to the next
To
level. I
another
mean,
level, yeah, for sure.
yeah, it's a true privilege. I feel very fortunate to have such good friends like you guys, because I know that it's probably going to be my only shot at seeing Galaxy's Edge, as my parents are not getting any younger. So it's going to complicate things for me for the travel portion. But at least I'll get to have 10 days at Disney, 2 days with you guys at Galaxy's Edge. I'll get a third day at Hollywood Studio just to wrap up all the stuff I will have time to do outside Galaxy's Edge. But you can count on me to finish the day sitting at a table watching the Millennium Falcon,
Mm-hmm.
saying my final goodbye before
Drinking
I.
blue milk with rum.
Yeah, why not? Spiced blue milk.
Spiced
by
blue milk.
by the
Yeah,
third day, the
and
people at the canteen are gonna know him by name. They're gonna be, hey, Lord, do like, come on,
First,
another
first
shooter.
day,
Let's do it. Yeah.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
the first day, we're gonna make sure that everybody knows Lord Doom,
Yeah, we're
for
shutting
sure.
down that place for sure.
Yeah.
And we plan on shooting some videos for the channel over there too. I want to, Nico got the great idea of making a little tour of all the little shops at the marketplace. So yeah, we'll introduce you to what's going on at the Tordarian store, and the what's the place where they sell the clothes, the like the Jedi tunics, the
I don't remember the name of the store, but yeah, they all
yeah.
have
So
names.
we'll we'll make a little guided tour to for all those things, and you'll obviously see like a best of moments of my trip on the channel as well.
Damn,
And
more work for me.
we'll make sure to include the very moment I see the Falcon for the
Mm.
first
You
time.
know, what we should do, like, we
As
should try to find a way to, like, would you be able to wear his officer uniform? I mean, he'd be dying of
Yeah.
heat, but try to find a
Yeah,
way
it would be
to,
that, but I think you can.
try to find a
yeah,
way to
because of
work
the
that.
chair, I guess I would be able
Yeah,
because
nobody
I'm
would
gonna get
get
confused with a.
But if we can try to find a way, and I'm spitballing here, but like if we could try to find a way to fit a scene into like maybe an upcoming Lord Doom movie and film that there, could you imagine that like as part of it?
That would be insane, man.
Yeah, we got to. I mean,
That
obviously
would
we
be
can't be in
crazy.
uniform, but like try to find something, even if it's just like him interacting with either be Kylo or the stormtroopers or anything like that, just to have some kind of like video. We can change the voice or something. I don't know. I'm just throwing ideas
Well,
out there.
the easy way is just get the hat and like Hawaiian shirt, and like now I'm living my vacation. Now that
Oh yeah.
it could be something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that,
yeah.
like Lord
I'm
Doom's vacation.
I'm enjoying my retirement
Yeah, and enjoying my
on bed too.
retirement system. Like yeah, you could do that. You could do something like that.
Well, there's some stuff coming my way as well. 501st related. I want to spoil anything right now because nothing is.
It's done.
I
Official.
don't want to say officially official. It's a play on words, but yeah, nothing is official. So I might have my shirts or a shirt by then, and yeah, we could maybe shoot something a little funny. I have a uh, Imperial Navy T-shirt that I could wear under my shirt, and well, sipping a fuzzy tauntaun and saying, "Yeah, I'm officially retired from the Empire. Life is
Yeah,
good."
could be good.
That
Well,
would be
Dom,
nice.
what's on the menu for tomorrow for Friday?
Yeah, but tomorrow there won't be a video release at the usual time because we
What?
are recording an interview with Joe Mena. It was supposed to be recorded last week, but see, he got sick and now he's feeling a lot better. Thank God. So tomorrow night he gave us the green light, so we'll be able to record that interview, and I'll upload it right away as soon as it ends. And the video will be online later on in the day, maybe around 10:30 p.m. So
Unless
stay
there's
tuned for
any
that.
crazy editing to do, and because we record the video,
Yeah,
so unless someone slips some information, they don't. But I mean, we haven't had that issue so far. So
no, if it's not that video that comes out, I already have a backup that I edited with Nico earlier this week. It's going to be the Lola animatronic review.
oh, nice.
So I have a plan B just in case some editing is required
Which is
with
still
the
on
interview.
special.
Yeah, still a special. So if you don't have it yet, I strongly recommend you buying it. It's pretty cool. It's a nice display piece,
Well, for the price
uh,
difference between the standard.
and the
Uh,
deluxe version. Yeah,
yeah,
just
exactly.
go with the deluxe version.
Yeah.
So definitely. And next week, we should have the Yoda Legacy lightsaber bundle ready. So, and I'm still waiting on for my Cal Kestis limited edition lightsaber. It left California on Monday, but I think it took like a nice hyperspace
Detour.
lane because I saw it was in Toronto this morning, so it could get in pretty soon. So you can expect that review to come in as soon as I receive that piece. And Eric loaned me a Range Trooper helmet last weekend, so that's probably what I will be shooting next week. So it's all in the pipeline.
You got the lightsaber holder with the kyber crystal, and you got a
crystals.
bunch of stuff.
I also got a video plan for the Wayfinder. When you came, we were able to take some pictures with the black and the white one. So we have both versions. So yeah, we're all set for that. So
and just a reminder, we got Joe Mina, but we also have two members of the 501st. We have the a member of one of the detachments, without giving a name, that's leader of one of the detachments that's going to be joining us, or squads. And then we have the one from our garrison that's going to be joining us as well. Nick, you're always welcome to join us if you want to chat with him. So and a couple of other things in the works, which again we're being a little bit quiet on until it's 100% confirmed. We have yes, but we don't have dates or anything, but lots to come for sure.
Yeah. So all right, well guys, thank you so much for joining me for this special announcement. I can't wait to be on Betu with both of you.
Me too.
Only like what, 3 months left? Even less?
108 days, I think.
Counting the days, amazing. So yeah, I will, as I said, we'll document everything, and you'll be able to see it on the channel. So don't be afraid to subscribe to the channel. And well, let's call it a night, guys. So thanks everyone for watching. Sorry for the little mishap I had with my camera a little bit earlier, but yeah, everything is fine.
It's all right. We kept it going.
Yeah, the weather is a little bit tricky where I live, so
Okay.
a lot of wind. So enjoy the rest of your evening, and may the Force be with you.
Always.
Remember, the Force will be with you, always.